So the Dalai Lama, I think this happened in Tibet, is over there in some sort of a ceremony. And I mean, literally, I don't think I've ever done any Dalai Lama news. It's like he talks to Oprah and other people who call him the spiritual leader, whatever. And the next thing you know, these children are going up to the Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader, and we can play you the clip. Do we have sound on this clip, you guys? He kisses this young boy. We'll fix it. He kisses this young boy, and then in English, he sticks out his tongue and he asks this young boy to suck his tongue. He's doing it right now. If you're watching on YouTube, he sticks out his tongue and he's asking the young boy to suck it. And the boy is moving in. It's absolutely disgusting. I will never look at this man the same again. I am done with the Dalai Lama. Not that I had any relationship with him, but this is sick behavior. I don't care this is not defensible. And yet we are seeing some defense of it. The Dispatch today, which is, Jonah Goldberg's publication, Steve Hayes, they put it in their newsletter as presented without comment. Why? Fucking comment. It's disgusting. That's pedophilic behavior. That deserves you're disgusting and somebody needs to investigate whether you've done more behind closed doors. That's not presented without comment. What are you doing, Jonah Goldberg? It got worse. Today, over on CNN, a reporter for Rolling Stone magazine, Jay Michelson, said the following. Listen.
Jay, you've met the Dalai Lama many times. Have you sucked his tongue?
I have not. The Dalai Lama is a very playful human being, and we may see this in a weird, kind of gross, sexualized way, but this is about as sexual as a bowl of plain rice. There is nothing sexual or erotic happening in this encounter. As you can see by the reaction of the people who were there, this was clearly something that was at best, insensitive to how this would be seen by a large swath of the world population. But it seems clear from the video, and look, I'm biased. I mean, the Dalai Lama is one of my spiritual heroes. I have met him. Being in his presence is really one of the most powerful experiences I've had in my life.
Oh my God, Jay, snap out of it. Sometimes we get disappointed by our spiritual leaders. Take a look at what we've gone through in the Catholic Church, for God's sake. That was disgusting and it's inexcusable. I can't believe, Emily, that people are out there. I can't believe the CNN panel didn't stand up and walk out saying, what's wrong with you? You're sick too.
I can't believe Alison Camerata joked about it, honestly. Did you suck his tongue? I mean, that's really was not funny in any way whatsoever. I'm embarrassed for him to have said that on television. It's going to age very poorly because, as you said, Megyn, there needs to be an investigation into whether something deeper has happened behind closed doors, because this looks like something that is extremely alarming. It should be a red flag. I don't know what mechanisms exist for an investigation like that to happen, but it's just like there's no good explanation for it. There's no way to frame that and say, well, maybe this, well, maybe that. It's not sexual at all. I mean, what are you talking about? There's a child involved. To sit back in your little comfy chair on a CNN panel and make that determination for the child, this is just like a really, really disgusting place to go. And again, I suspect it may not age well because maybe there's more that we're going to learn under the surface of this. It makes absolutely no sense. There's no way to sugarcoat what happened there. And I think a lot of things should be called into question because of it. Maybe it's an aberration. Maybe this is a one-off. Maybe. But I just have a hard time believing that, and at least think that somebody should be digging deeper now because, if it is a one-off, it seems to me that would be an exceptional case.
How dare he try to normalize this obviously sexual encounter between the Dalai Lama and this young boy. It was an exploitation by the Dalai Lama of a young boy who didn't know any better. And you could see the boy looked uncomfortable when the Dalai Lama asked him to suck his tongue. I'm told that in Tibet, it is common for people to stick their tongues out at other people. It doesn't mean what it means over here. That's not an unusual practice as it is here. Sucking somebody else's tongue, I'm told, is not usual at all. And what the Dalai Lama did was inarguably inappropriate, Eliana, to the point where the Dalai Lama had to come out and apologize. The international community was horrified by what they saw there. It's stunning to me that there's any hesitancy to call it out for what it is.
I think that's the key thing. This is something that the Dalai Lama has already come out and indicated wasn't right. And what raised my spidey sense was, if this is something that he's comfortable doing in public, it does raise some questions about what is happening in the places that we can't see, because it is a very strange and abusive thing to do to a child in the public eye. But apparently he didn't anticipate the blowback of that. And that raises, I think, a lot of other concerning questions.
I feel like this is too close. Anybody who defends this, you're getting us closer and closer to the normalization of the exploitation of children. And that is just a hard line we don't cross. Jonah, I'm sorry. I like Jonah. I like the Dispatch. I'm one of the founding contributors to the Dispatch. It's not that I agree with all of his positions, but I like his newsletter. You don't, no. The answer to this problem is not presented without comment. The answer is you comment, you condemn, and you make sure we of the sane and rational minds hold a hard line against this kind of behavior, or you get more of it, Emily, or you get more of it. We are seeing tiny buds of this on far corners now in our discussion, though. I'm seeing more and more of it. What was the term that you used? The minor attracted people. That's becoming a thing.
Quickly. It's quickly
It's actually
becoming
probably on that Stanford list. You can't say pedophile. You have to say minor attracted people.
Right. And so I went back and looked at what I was referring to from 2015. It was at the University of New Hampshire, and they said you couldn't use the word American, and that caused all kinds of consternation at the time. But look at how quickly that's moved to now, very seriously. There is a push from academics, and folks can Google this. They're very serious academics with some traction in leftist fringe circles who are now making some of the same arguments we saw made about gender identity, but in minor attracted persons language, where they're sugarcoating and attempting to destigmatize pedophilia in an effort, they say, to help people better deal with it and thus eradicate it, get it out of make people less likely to act on it, which is a ridiculous and disgusting argument. We've already seen the results, the fruits of those efforts in other corners of society. We have run this experiment. We know it is a horrible idea. Not only does it sound like a horrible idea on its face, it's illogical, but in practice, it will not work. It will not work. And it'll, again, bring us to just examples exactly like this one. And I think, by the way, when your sort of faith isn't rooted in this idea that people are bad, inherently fallen, that we are all sinful, it makes it really easy to get caught up in looking at someone like the Dalai Lama, who you've had really profound spiritual experiences with, as he was saying, and just not believe it. You don't believe it because you have way too rosy of a perspective on human beings. And that's true of a lot of academia. It's true of a lot of the media. They just don't understand human nature. They think they can cure it somehow by changing to these totally Orwellian, to Eliana's point, terms like minor attracted persons that destigmatize something that deserves intense stigma. A healthy society stigmatizes pedophilia.
Like many people, I am eating healthier these days, and that is why I love good olive oil. And by good, I mean fresh. Olive oil packs the most flavor and healthiest nutrients when it's fresh from the farm. And that's the problem with supermarket olive oils. They're not fresh. They can sit on the shelf for many months growing stale. That's why I like my olive oil direct from small, award-winning farms, thanks to a guy named TJ Robinson, also known as the olive oil hunter. When I first tasted TJ's farm fresh oils, I fell in love with their vibrant flavors. They are delicious on salad, veggies, pasta, meat, fish, you name it. You got to try it. Try it out for yourself. Put my word to the test. As an introduction to his fresh pressed olive oil club, TJ's willing to send you a full-size $39 bottle of one of the world's finest artisanal olive oils for just $1 to help him cover shipping. Best of all, there's never a commitment to buy anything, and you can cancel your membership at any time. Get your free $39 bottle for just $1 shipping and taste the difference freshness makes. Go to harvestfreshnow.com. Harvestfreshnow.com for a free bottle and pay just $1 in shipping. Harvestfreshnow.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.